In a village by the tall baobab tree, an elder's voice
In a small close-knit village lived Adako, a woman known for her kind and generous spirit. She was a widow raising her only son Chijoke, a lively 8-year-old boy with an infectious smile. Chijoke was her world and she would do anything to see him happy. Years before, when Chijoke was just a baby, Adaku's late mother had made him a special blanket. It wasn't just any blanket, it was hand-woven from the finest cotton and embroidered with ancient protective symbols. While weaving it, Adaku's mother had prayed over each thread, asking the ancestors to watch over her grandson, protect him from harm, and guide him towards greatness. These blankets will shield him in ways you cannot see, her mother had whispered before passing away. For years, Chijoke clung to the blanket, wrapping himself in its warmth every night. As he grew older, the blanket became just another item in their home, folded neatly in a corner, forgotten. One chilly evening, Adaku heard a knock at her door. It was Nkem, her neighbor, holding her newborn baby wrapped in a thin, tattered cloth. Adaku, Nkem began, "I don't have anything warm for my baby. Do you have anything to spare?" Without a second thought, Adaku rushed to her home and grabbed old blankets. "This will keep your baby warm," she said with a smile. Nkem thanked her profusely and left, her baby now wrapped in the sacred blanket. At first, life carried on as usual, but soon, strange things began to happen. Chijoke, once so full of life, grew weak and tired. He began falling sick every other week, the sparkle in his eyes dimming. Adaku's small farm, which had always provided enough to feed them, suddenly stopped yielding fruits and yielding crops. The chickens stopped laying eggs, and the goats became restless and sickly. One night, Adaku had a vivid dream. Her late mother appeared, her face stern and her voice heavy with warning. "Adaku," she said, "why did you give away the boy's blanket? That blanket was his shield, his covering. Without it, he's exposed to harm." Adaku woke up in a cold sweat. Her heart raced as her mother's words echoed in her mind. Could it really be the blanket? She shook the thought away, dismissing it as a dream. But when Chijoke fainted at the village market a few days later, she could no longer ignore the signs. Determined to make things right, Adaku went to Nkem's house to ask for the blanket back. "I'm sorry, Adaku," Nkem said hesitantly. "I gave it to my cousin in the next village. She needed something for her baby, and I thought she could use it more than me." Panic set in. Adaku knew the blanket's journey could not go further. She set out at dawn to find Nkem's cousin. After hours of walking, she arrived at the cousin's home, only to discover that the blanket had been sold to a traveling merchant in exchange for food. Desperate and with no time to waste, Adaku tracked down the merchant. She found him at the market, the sacred blanket displayed proudly among his goods. When she explained the situation, the merchant's eyes narrowed. "This blanket has been bringing me good luck," he said. "People have been flocking to my stall since I got it. I don't think I can part with it." Adaku pleaded with him, tears streaming down her face. "Please, this isn't just a blanket. It holds my child's life, his protection. I'll pay you whatever you ask." The merchant finally relented, though reluctantly, and handed over the blanket. Adaku cradled it in her hands as though it were Chijoke himself. That night, she placed the blanket over Chijoke as he slept. Almost immediately, his fever broke, and color returned to his cheeks. Over the next few days, the family's fortunes began to shift. The chickens started laying eggs again. The crops began to sprout, and Chijoke's laughter filled their home once more. From that day forward, Adaku never underestimated the power of what seemed ordinary. The blanket was kept close, its importance never forgotten. And though Adaku remained generous, she learned to always ask one question before giving anything away. Does this hold more than what the eyes can see? Thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget to like, comment, and share. Do well to turn on your notification buttons. Please, let's hear your comments in the comment section.